on, guys? Today I'll be taking a look at this Omaker bumper case for the iPhone 6. This is just a pretty clear case. It doesn't really do anything but to protect your phone, so it's not for looks or anything. I think it's purely for protection because it showcases the look of the iPhone 6 really well as protecting your phone, so that is of course a good thing. This is the box that it comes in, not too interesting, so we'll just put this off to the side here. There's also a little thing that kind of tells you some information about Omaker and their power user program, which you can try products for free and all of that. You can look at that if you are interested, and then we are left with the case itself here. So if we take this case off the plastic, you can put that over here as well, and so we have this little piece here. You can just pull this out, which is nice. I've actually never seen that before. Just so easy to take it out of the case rather than having to fiddle around with it. So there's a nice little tab here to pull it out. That's cool. Anyway, so it just kind of tells you how to put the case on. It is very simple because it's just a regular kind of silicone case. And so we will take our iPhone 6. My iPhone 6 is actually gold now, so I don't know how that looks. But anyway, this, yeah, it's a gold iPhone 6, so you'll definitely want to showcase the look of the iPhone 6 if you have the gold version, because you probably would be pretty proud of it. I don't know, the gold was somewhat new with the 5S. And anyway, I'm rambling on here. So to put the phone inside the case, you will simply go like this and kind of snap it in around all the sides. And it is that easy. Now it is actually inside of the case here, and first, right off the bat, you can tell that rather than it just looking like the back of the iPhone 6, there's all these little bumps everywhere. Not sure entirely what those are for. It might be to kind of help with cooling and stuff by having little bumps. Let's see if they're actually inside the case. That'll help. Yeah, alright. So these little bumps are actually inside the case, and so they lift the case off of the iPhone 6 a little bit, which will help with cooling and things like that, because it'll increase the airflow in between the case and the phone, so that is very cool that we have that. Thankfully, there are not any tabs or anything that we need to pull out in order to charge our phone. It is just open on the bottom, which is the way I like it. It looks like the speaker cutout isn't perfect. The plastic is a little bit up against the speaker, so that's not so great, but nothing that will affect sound whatsoever. It's just this could be down a little bit more in order to be a more perfect cutout for your speaker. This is what the front of your phone would look like while you have this case on it. You can't tell too much except around the corners. It's reinforced, which will help with protection. But other than that, just all around the sides, it's pretty clear and not too noticeable. However, it's more noticeable than other cases because it has the pretty large corners, which will of course help with protection. So if you were to drop your phone, most of the time it will hit a corner, and that is a pretty nice jelly substance. Like, you can actually kind of squish it. So if you were to drop your phone like that, this case would absorb most of the impact because of just the material used, as well as the reinforced corners. So that is a very good thing. The front doesn't actually have as much protection as I was expecting, considering the corners, how reinforced they are. As you can see, it has a little bit, but not a whole lot. So if you were to drop your phone on its face, it would hit the case, but if you were to drop it from a pretty high height, then the case wouldn't do much. Because of how high it's raised up around it, it's not incredibly high, so if you were to drop it from a pretty high height, the ground would hit your screen rather than the case, which is, of course, the main thing you do not want hit. However, if you were to drop it on the corner, this case would do a pretty good job for you. The feel of this case is a kind of hard plastic. It doesn't really feel like any silicone cases or anything like that. It's just sort of hard plastic. However, the corners do feel a little more rubbery than the actual sides. We do have good cutouts for everything except our speaker. As I showed you earlier, the speaker cutout isn't great, but it's nothing that would affect the sound or anything like that, so I guess it's not a huge deal. We do have a great cutout for everything else. There is also a cutout for the microphone on the back. I've seen some cases that just have a cutout for the camera and the flash and they cover the microphone, but this case does not do that. And it also isn't a super thick case or anything, so you won't have any problems with glare from the flash or anything like that. As for the design of the case, you of course can tell for yourself if you like it. We have a little Omaker logo at the bottom here, and it pretty much showcases the look of the iPhone 6, but I personally don't really like how it has all the dots here. However, I showed you what those actually do. I think that's what they do. I've seen that on other cases, but I could be wrong about that. They might just be for design, in which case I wouldn't say it's a very good one. However, that is of course my personal opinion. You can decide for yourself. I showed you what the case looks like, and I showed you kind of the protection of it and everything, and you can decide for yourself if this is a case you would like to purchase. So thank you guys very much for watching this review of the Omaker bumper case for the iPhone 6. If you guys of course would like to purchase this product, then the link will be in the description. If you guys enjoyed this video in particular, then a like rating is always appreciated. If you'd like to see more reviews similar to this one, then feel free to subscribe. I've reviewed several iPhone 6 cases. You can go check out the playlist of that if you are interested. And of course, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next review.